The wait is over. The Sisyphus challenge is back. It never left, but I'm just starting to document it again because I know. I mean, I kind of appreciate it, keeping me honest. So thank you for those who are, you know, wondering where it's been. Um, it's cool that you guys care even a little bit. Um, Never left, but I think I kind of am moving it in a different direction, and we'll get to that. But I've got some stuff to catch up with. I forgot what day this is, but Hungry Hungry Caterpillar. I'll breeze through these. Pirate Clark, and then this one was more football World Cup related. Shout out. I mean, we don't have to talk about the World Cup, but good job, Spain. I mean, they deserved it. They played amazing. I'm more. The third place match was my real match. I was more happy. I wanted France to win, but it was still an entertaining game nonetheless. Here's another one. Just some guy pushing. And then He-Man. I think this was when I watched He-Man or Masters of the Universe. So there's that. And then the GOAT of Part 3, Jean-Pierre Polnareff. That fancy pose. If you know, you know. Sage Mode Naruto. And then Sisyphus if he was a shot put. But yeah, the World Cup was interesting. Mimes holding Mr. Mime in an invisible box. This one's kind of funny. This one, I didn't really sell the effect, but he's getting crushed by the boulder. So he's kind of in trouble there. Let's move on. This one's pretty cool. I think the boulder, like I screwed up the boulder, but Deku screaming at the top. If you've seen My Hero, you kind of know this scene. So it's an adaptation. Here's Gragas. I haven't played League in a while. I'm probably never going to touch that game again, but Gragas is holding a big cask. This one, if I put more time into, I probably could have made it more detailed, but I'm okay with it. This one, I took more of an experimental approach. It's kind of like it's Saitama from One Punch Man, but you kind of have this like comic panel sort of styling, which we'll get to. I do that a bit more, and like play around with things. Here's this one. I don't know if I showed it. It's a back view. Then here's the Little Big Sackboy. Little Big Planet Sackboy. That was a little weird. Cookie Monster. Here's more like comic booky kind of deal. Right. Guy pushing the boulder at the top. And then this one, he's got his jukebox. This one says a lot about our society. Not really. I think it's funny to me. And then this one is like a Bruce Lee kind of kick. This one's a bit more stylized. It's almost as if he's at the top, or that was the effect I was going for. Like he's at the top, and he's like looking at after the stone rolls all the way down, and he's looking at it. This one, we have a Speed Racer pushing up the Mach 5. I didn't get the scaling right on that one, or the size, like I should have, because I wanted to show more of speed and less of the Mach 5. This is kind of a back-to-back. This one's kind of cool. These are like almost the inverse. So you have kind of this whole perspective shot, emphasizing like everything but the path, and then this one is emphasizing emphasizing the path, and then I gave the rock a face, just to be funny. How many more do I have? Here, this one's another like comic panel in a way. Like he goes to a magician that looks very monkey-like, not on purpose, but he like makes the boulder really small, so it's a pebble, and now it becomes really easy for him to carry. This is like an immovable object and an unstoppable force. So there's that one. I don't know what just dropped. Donkey and Shrek. And then here's like kind of a underneath perspective of him like right up against the boulder, kind of trying to sell that angle, like the underneath angle, switching it up. Here, shout out the Odyssey, the Cyclops carrying his stone. This one, a bit more simple. The lamp, the Pixar lamp, took me a little bit more time than I want to admit, but you know, it's whatever. This one, the UPS worker, kind of the modern day Sisyphus in a way. And then we have Skadoosh, Kung Fu Panda. Let me know if you know that song. It's like modeled after when he took the spinning the fireworks at the end of 3. I want to say, or is it 2? I don't know. 2, because 3 is with Kai. And then this one is kind of like a goblin-looking dude. I kind of like that one. This one is sort of a over-the-head shot where he's laying. I think the water, like some of the water effects look good, and then others are like, I think this could have used some work, but it's fine. This one, we're back to this one is a little zany, a little crazy, but yeah, this was kind of funny. Is him crashing out, that there's the rocks once again rolled to the bottom. This is him just hanging in there. My shoulder's getting tired. Oh, wrong way. We're almost done. Here's Soge King. Shout out my One Piece fans. Shooting Bounce Man. I want to cover that. There. And then here's the Smooth Criminal, using just pure aura to push it up the hill. And I think the last one. Nope, we got 2 more. Or I lied. We have more than 2 more, but we'll get to that. So this is me just drawing like the hands drawing the actual one. It's kind of meta. And then here's Tom about to get rolled over by a bowling ball. But now that was, so if you were counting, that was from basically that was the 99th. And from 100 onward, how this series is going to continue is I'm going to start developing a story in a way. And I think that's more exciting for me and those who want to engage with the whole challenge. Because it's more stimulating for me, because I get to now think about, well, one, I'm just like drawing more stuff in a way, not just like guy, boulder, hill, and like how many different ways I can do that. Now I have like a story and I can weave those things in. But I'll show you page 1, right? So he opens his eyes, and then he's just resting. And this is basically like the setup of, you know, you've been punished, so you got to roll this giant stone up the hill, where he looks at it. And this is what I was saying earlier, where these will just be coming out once a day as kind of like a check-in, so that you can follow the story and don't have to wait a week if you're chomping at the bit. This is 2, so he looks up, sees the hill, looking back and forth. And I will say this is not going to look consistent. Like, this is not going to be his look for the whole time. As I refine it and find like a look that I want him to. But there are going to be things like his hair. I'm going to grow out his hair and like his beard and develop those things. But you'll see how it really develops if you watch it, or if you pay attention. And then this is day 3. So after he's like, I have to do that, then he's like begging for forgiveness. This is the hand of a god saying, it's you. You know, you're your own undoing. I might have just gotten really loud there in the mic. And then this is kind of like his face reacting to it. And that's everything. How many pages do I have left? I might need to get a new sketchbook soon. But yeah, that's it. That's kind of the new phase of the Sisyphus challenge. And that's everything. So tomorrow, expect what day 4 is going to look like. I'm not going to tell you. You got to, tune in for that. But that's pretty much it. To those that, thank you to those that have been like paying attention, or those of you who have been keeping me honest. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow for sure.